Hey everyone, I'm Norn Queen Alexis and welcome back to the channel and welcome to this video that I did not expect to be doing this late at night. I just got out of the shower, I have no makeup on, so no webcam, I look like garbage right now. But Space Marine 2 just got a trailer. I wasn't even aware this game was in the works. Then again, I've kind of been out of touch with a lot of things lately. I've just been dealing with my own stuff here, getting adjusted to living in a new country. So let's take a watch of this. So first we're going to watch the trailer, then we're going to talk about it. Still a hive city, 3 Thunderhawks. Funny enough, did you know Thunderhawks are the only transport in 40k that can transport Primaris Marines? I guarantee they're going to be threatening this. They're not showing the Tyranid ammunition.
Company command! This is first platoon! We've lost the square! We can't hold it!
Oh, look at the detail on that armor. Very nice. I like the chains around his arms. So they're essentially replacing warriors do on the tabletop too. Them running away is kind of cute. I like the drop spore in the background. It's a good touch. Voxcaster kneeling. God, fuck, damn, Titus looks awesome.
Angels.
It's cool to see that he crossed the Rubicon Primaris. So this is set 125 years after due to those service stunts. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about in this. One, the Tyranids. It looks like essentially instead of having the fun-loving orcs of the first game where we had a lot of dialogue between the characters and everything, it's going to be replaced by the one-dimensional Tyranids. So I'm not really excited about that. Tyranids kind of suck as an enemy for a video game because they're just, I'm here to devour and that's about it. There's no like extended dialogue between characters. You can't root for the villain or anything. But that being said, let's take a look at the visuals that we got. So we do have 3 Thunderhawks. I had a feeling they were going to be Primaris because, duh. Anybody who doesn't realize that they're phasing out old baby Marines is, well, you're just living a fantasy at this point. Okay, so I don't really understand what this is. I think it's the hangar bay for... Because it's not a Redemptor Dreadnought. I think this is just part of the Thunderhawk. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Okay, then we got the logo for Warhammer 40k, or Warhammer trademark. We see the 3 Thunderhawks descending to this hive city. We got a nice spire right here. This is a hive world, not a hive... There's no hive spires, it's just a hive world. So then we actually have our first look at a Ravener. And it's interesting that they made the Ravener look more like Hormigaunt. I understand why they did this. Aesthetically, they are pretty much the exact same type of thing. But this is probably, the reason that it's so small and so dainty looking is probably because of making this game on a budget. So, you know, there's that. There's a dead Hormigaunt right here. We got all the battles in the background. We have the Thunderhawks passing by. I can't make out what this thing is over in the corner, so please forgive me. Then we got the Hormigaunt yelling at them. And what's weird is this is a Ravener. Yeah, this is a Ravener. It's kind of cool to see them like here. So it means that there will be more mid-tier bosses. That's the one good thing about Tyranids is they have probably the most variety aside from orcs and chaos that you can use as an enemy. I still think they're very one-dimensional. We got some of the statues over here. These are giving the Space Marines +1 leadership. That is their actual rules on tabletop. Then we got the 3 Thunderhawks descending in. I don't know why they're sending in 3 Thunderhawks and why those Thunderhawks are only transporting 3 Primaris Marines. But sure. So we got the expert piloting of a Space Marine who can process information a lot faster than a normal human. So flying in like this would be pretty simple. Space Marine aircrafts are typically helicopters, essentially. They fly by veto and everything like that. You can see it all in my Everything Wrong With series, where Sterling and I went over all of it and how the Thunderhawk is actually kind of efficient as a vehicle. So let's just go ahead a couple more frames. We get the lasgun shots here, which they're using the red beams, which I like. I've always liked the red beamed lasgun. These look like Cadians, and we get to see over in the left side, a Hormigaunt just pounce onto this poor fellow right here. And you can see that one claw impales him and then the other claw is ready to finish him off, and it gets him right in the lower chest and then it bites onto him as the guard run past. I'm still confused as to what takes down this guy. And you can see like the guardsmen carrying their buddies away. These are Cadians. I'm just trying to see a badge number. But yeah, it just looks like he kind of falls over. This is the Voxcaster. This is the 144th. Okay, there we go. So let's let this play out a little bit. So I want to see a couple of the shots in the background. We again have the Chaplain statue here, which is really cool to see. We still see some Hormagaunts in the background. We actually get to see a vehicle here, which is really cool. This is a Landscrawler or a utility vehicle. Actually, no, this isn't. I'm stupid. Oh my god. This is actually just the Aegis Defense Line. I'm a moron. Don't mind me. I just realized what it was as I was saying that. My apologies. So then we got this dude just crashing up against here. He's using his Voxcaster to call in.
We can't hold it!
I do like their visuals on their face and everything. You can tell the animation team is getting a lot better and they're using mocap a little bit more. So, and it's kind of amusing that they still have the box-headed look of the guardsmen, but they made the Cadians look super nice. So interesting here is, if you notice, the only one with actually intelligence here is this warrior. As it like looks up into the air, then the Hormagaunts follow because of Synapse. In the background here, we can actually see the Sporicist, I think it's called. The other build for the Tyranid drop pod where it shoots out spores after it's landed and is actually kind of a building. On the right side, we got another statue. We got a bunch of Hormagaunts, but we don't really get to see anything else aside from Hormagaunts. And they're all like looking up and they look derpy as hell. Like, I think they're kind of cute in a way. I get that they're trying to stay away from the alien look that they originally are based off of. They did make the warrior look really nice, and it looks like a warrior is going to lead a swarm of them into you. You see a Stormbolter back here too on the Ministorm container. The Thunderhawk coming down with Titus and 2 other Space Marines. We don't know which others. And yes, it is Titus. So Titus has been not really promoted. This is kind of a demotion, it seems. I gotta check his shoulder pads and everything, see what he is. But it's very nice of them to just stand there and the guardsmen start retreating, and we have a Stalker Bolter and a Auto Bolter. And he has a heavy bolt pistol, and it looks like he is not a captain. Maybe he's a captain? But he looks like a sergeant, so at some point he's been demoted. Probably from his time in the Death Watch. The one on the right side here has the Shield Indominus, which means that he is in the Indominus Crusade, which would line up with the service studs on Titus's face to represent that he's been in service for now 200 years, which makes him an old Space Marine, by the way. I do like this, that they are aware of the threat of Space Marines and they back off, and you can actually see all of their muscles moving and everything. So whoever designed this animation did a fantastic job. I do apologize about the background noise. I didn't realize that I still had Facebook going. But you can see them back up to their warrior and get back into like synapse range. So now that they're more willing to attack once the warrior gives the order to attack. Essentially, warriors act as sergeants. Now, I do want to point out a few things about this warrior. These bone swords are AP3 and would cut right through that Space Marine, but warriors only hit on a 4+ in combat, and it's brutally pathetic. Tyranids are in a really, really bad spot right now if you play anything that is remotely melee. They do have lists that win tournaments currently. There's like, you bring a ton of Hive Guard and you're almost guaranteed a top spot because Hive Guard is that good. But the rest of their army does tend to suffer a little bit, especially things that I think are fun, like Lash Whip Bone Sword warriors running around. So we do get to see the bolts actually hit things now, and we do get that glorious sound from Space Marine, which the reason that they haven't used this sound effect is because other studios have owned this sound effect. So when people think the Space Marine bolt gun, they think of Space Marine the game, and they think of that sound. So anytime anybody hears a different sound for a bolt gun, they're like, Games Workshop doesn't know what a bolter sounds like. And it's like, no, the sound is copyrighted. Sorry. But we do get to see how the bolt rounds actually hit things, and so personally I probably would have just put one into the head of the warrior just right off the bat, but that's just me. I do want to check this out. We do get to see the initial, like, Space Marine has always been good about the bolter. It is the second best depiction of the bolter in my opinion, the first being Fire Warrior, where it was just a grenade launcher. We do get to see the shot, the hit, and you can see that the round hasn't passed through the Hormigaunt yet, and it detonates inside it. Watch. The shot knocks it over and then explodes. And then we got the second shot here from the auto gun going through the mist of the first one, killing that one. The Stalker Bolter taking out the one on the right, and then boom, that guy's arm is gone. So I'm really hoping that the game has some kind of mechanic for lopping off limbs similar to Necromorphs from Dead Space. That would be really nice. And then you got Titus running out, and he just shoulder checks this Gaunt. This poor Gaunt. It was following its dreams. So interesting enough, Titus actually has gold shoulder pads, so he might still be a captain. He might be the captain of the first company. The one that replaces Cato Sicarius, or captain of the second again. So they could explain it that he went into the warp and, got shot out like 200 years later. And we do get to see, again, two depictions here. One of the Hormigaunt getting cut in half and the other one getting its arm cut off. And then another shot, you get to see... if this wants to work. Come on, go back. It is having a lot of trouble loading this. I apologize. These frame rates suck right now. My computer's being weird. So watch, we get to see the one get diced right in half, chunks and blood everywhere. Gets splashed onto here. So I'm really hoping there's a mechanic where you can actually break the Tyranids down and, rip them apart. And now we get the fatality, which is so good. Like, I might use this as my thumbnail. I don't know if YouTube would let me use this as my thumbnail, but I am using that as my thumbnail. That is my thumbnail. That is sick. I love this. And then he pulls out the heavy bolt pistol. Now this I like. This is a great attention to detail that a lot of people are going to miss. Especially me. I almost missed this. I missed this with like, for a second, like right in the beginning. They have purple eyes. Cadians all have purple eyes. These are some of the last surviving Cadians. So I really like that they pay attention to the lore about this. Purple eyes, it makes me happy. So now this one's roaring over yet another statue. They really like their statues. We got the Aquelas in the background. We got skulls everywhere because, 40k and skulls. We got a symbol up here, and I'm not sure what that symbol is. So please forgive me. Now, I do want to point out some extra movements on this guy. So right off the bat, we actually get to see the tail move. And I really like this, and I like where they're keeping the warrior's arms. Because one of the weird things about Tyranids is some of them are oddly humanoid, but they have 4 arms. And the way that they're keeping the arms on this model, I really like. Titus runs up, doesn't even care about that one. Now, this interaction annoys me just a little bit, and I want to point this out. Tyranid bone swords have a aura around them similar to a power sword that would actually dice Captain Titus's chainsword into ribbons. Like it would be annihilated in the first hit. But it catching the chainsword, I actually really like. Like maybe I can get the frame of it. Yeah. It actually grinds the chainsword to a stop, just about. And then Captain Titus just pulls out his bolt pistol, shoots it in the leg, forcing it to fall over, stabbing it, and then tearing it down. Which, this is reminiscent of the first Space Marine game with all of the fatalities you can do to regain health. I'm fairly certain. I think that's the Crux Terminatus on his shoulder. That's like the newer version of it. Because it does have the 8-pointed crux on it, but it has a skull over it, and then his insignia. So I'm pretty sure he's still a captain, and I think he might be the captain of Second Company again. So this guy is in like complete disbelief, and then I'm sorry, them running away is like the cutest thing ever. They look adorable. It's like little cats scurrying away. So what they're doing is double tapping their enemies that they killed. I don't know why they let some survive. Because they're leaving them for the guardsmen. And then the guardsmen all kneel because Space Marines are like crazy in the lore. Space Marines are seen as angels. Like, a lot of people tend to forget that. But I do want to go back just a few seconds to the Space Marines walking. So this I think is really cool. They actually do have the tabards and everything. They have the loincloths, and you can see the pistol on his side and everything over here. So they do have multiple weapons on them, and they do equip onto them in cutscenes, it looks like. Similar to the first game, where if you carry a weapon into a cutscene, there's a chance that it'll be there, but the first Space Marine was like an extremely janky game. But this walking animation I really like. You get to see the movement of all their war gear and everything. You get to see the movement of the Purity Scroll on his back. I do like this. This game has a great way of showing the Space Marine's size. Actually, that's the 10-pointed Star of the Emperor. Sorry, that is my bad. And the insignia says Ultramarine. Or Ultrama. Or Ultra. God, I can speak, I promise. But he still has the headpiece. He still has the helmet of a lieutenant, and that's bugging me. He might be a lieutenant now. Like, that is the helmet of the lieutenant. I'm not going crazy. But yeah, you can see burrow marks from rounds hitting him. It looks like an auto round or a las round tried to chew through his armor there. You can see burn marks and scrape marks all along here. You can see. So, angels. And then he greets them as angels. over here we can see some other pieces of war gear that are on them. They actually carry ammunition on them. Holy crap, they're carrying ammo. That's rare for Space Marines. So Captain Titus is old. And I want to point this out. Each one of these service studs is 50 years. A gold service stud is 50, silver is 25. Or 20. I forget which exactly it is. But this would imply that Captain Titus has been serving for 200 years. Which does make sense. He was probably put as a black shield in the Death Watch, is what my theory is about him. And then we got a Space Marine. 2. And here we actually have some cool things. One is the new jump pack. So I'm really happy about this. So this is, because he's not in earlier armor. Yeah, that's the new jump pack. So he's still a Primaris Marine using that style of jump pack. You can see this style of jump pack on like Kievan Shrike and the Reavers, I think they're called, or the ones in the Phobos armor. And let's take a look at the enemies. We have Hormagaunts, which look absolutely terrible. Maybe this is just a bad frame. Yeah, they look okay here. So they're using a lot of blending effects to mask hordes, which is smart. So we do still have the jump pack mechanics. That is an auto bolter. In the crowd we have a warrior, Hormagaunts. It doesn't look like we have too many Termagaunts, which is a shame. I think that might be a Lictor over there. Nope, that's just... Nope, just endless waves of Hormagaunts. And most warriors look like they were meant for close combat and all armed the same. Yeah, because even the second one has bone swords. Okay. And it looks like it's the same mechanic for shooting. You get your auto bolt gun, which is essentially going to be the SMG of this game. And the warriors are closing in. Then we have a bunch of guard. We have a Chimera up top, as well as a Basilisk Chariot. I forget what these are called. The heavy weapon emplacements, but the Basilisk version of it. And it looks like the guard actually play a much bigger role in this game. So, God, if they can come up with a character as good as Lieutenant Mirror, this game will be amazing. It looks like that zone is out of your area, so probably not a very explore heavy game, just very linear. Okay, let's see what we got here. We have Hormagaunts, and that is it. Just Hormagaunts. Those are gargoyles. Okay, so we do have some different... Alright. So Saber actually got a hold of this. That's... And Focus Entertainment? Wow. They got the rights off of Sega for this? Okay. So... For some reason, my button for changing frames is not working too well. So I'm trying to see if I see anything else that's worthy of note. There is the well-endowed Eagle of Disappointment over in the corner. And that's about it for this trailer. I'm not seeing any, like, different enemies. From what I can count, there's about 5 different types of enemies. We have the Gargoyles, the Ravners, Hormagaunts, Warriors, and Gargoyles? Did I say Gargoyles twice? I probably said Gargoyles twice. But yeah, overall, I am really excited for this game, and I can't wait to play it. So this is definitely something I'm going to try to get as quickly as possible and stream it on Twitch, if not on YouTube. So tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, I'm Darn Queen Alexis. I love you guys. Bye.